Next, let us understand two things. For some time, you have been asking about the research methodology. One major problem has been the selection of topic. I had sent few suggestions in the form of questions. If you study those, I certainly would like you to write answer to each one of those. Keep it in front of you and let us see what we intend to do further. Look at the slide I'm presenting for you. The research process. What exactly do you understand or do we understand from research? Basically, the research is a process of searching. It's a process of searching for something new, something which has not been done before, right? And find out what exactly can be done. If you look at various definitions, research can be stated as a quest for knowledge through diligent search or investigation or experimentation aimed at the discovery and interpretation of the new knowledge. This is how the United Nations WHO defines it. You can also say research is an art of scientific investigation. You can also say it is a systematized effort to gain new knowledge or a careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge, or search for knowledge, or scientific and systematic search for pertinent information on a specific topic. If you go into the dictionaries, according to Oxford Dictionary, research means a careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge. Another definition is from the Encyclopedia of Social Sciences, the manipulation of things, concepts, or symbols for the purpose of generalizing to extend, correct, or verify knowledge, whether that knowledge aids in construction of theory or in the practice of an art. So if you look at it, these are some of the definitions which we have seen so far, right? But most important, why exactly are you wanting to do the research? There are many answers suggested. One can be familiarity with a phenomena or understanding a phenomena more deeply, or to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual, situation, or group, as is done mostly in the literature and art. It can be determine the frequency with which something occurs or with which it is associated with something else, or to identify the causal relationship between variables. For example, we always say everything which happens has something as a cause, or cause and effect relationship. That relationship effect could be, or that relationship of cause with the effect could be due to various reasons which can be defined as variables. Most important for you to understand is why are you wanting to get involved? Because your current problem of not able to find a topic or looking for a topic which satisfies you. It could be a desire to get a research degree along with its consequential benefits. It could be a desire to face the challenge in solving certain unsolved problems. It could be a desire to get intellectual joy of doing something creative, or desire to be of service to the society, or to get respectability and many more. But before we understand our motivation, before we conclude our objectives, we must understand that research has a role in applied areas, all applied areas like business, marketing, policy making, arts, history, social sciences, politics, criminology, medical science, pharmacy, and whatnot. It is used to establish trends, tendencies, aberrations, gaps, relationships, associations, views, etc. If you understand these, the trends, the gaps, the aberrations, the relationships, associations, views, etc., you will be able to focus easily towards your topic. It can also be used to solve problems, show directions and path, as can be done in management, in politics, or in healthcare areas. It can also be used for developing application of concepts, data analysis, etc., as is done in statistical research or in historical trend establishment, etc. But most important point is whether our research we want to do it scientific or we just want to do it ad hoc. If you want to do research scientifically, then please understand you need to formulate your problem in a very precise and concrete words. You need to clearly define your research objectives. You need to do the research design for your study so that you can proceed further with data collection, etc. You need to find out the method of data collection, which could be questionnaire, which could be field study, which could be experiment, which could be secondary data available, right? And once you have taken this data and fit it into your research plan, you need to analyze it. The tools available for you are statistical tools which can help you, right? These statistical tools can help you in analyzing using the statistical methods, both descriptive and inferential. Once you analyze, you had concluded some items, so you found out, please interpret it positively, right? Interpretation is a very critical aspect. I'll give you an example. One rishi was teaching two children. One was of a pandit's son or a teacher's son, and second was a carpenter's son. After the teaching, the time for examination came, and he opened it to everybody. When the children answered, the carpenter questioned that you have not taught my son properly. Why? The problem was, Rishi had something in his hand and asked both the student to tell what is in his hand, enclosed hand. First he asked the carpenter's son, and the carpenter's son said, it's a wheel. Then he asked the pandit's son, and he said, it's a ring. When Rishi opened the hand, it was a ring. So this is where the carpenter questioned. So Rishi said, okay, let us ask each one whether I taught them properly or not properly. So first carpenter's son was asked. He said, how did you find that it's a wheel? He said, I looked for a calculation, I found it is something made of metal, it is something round, and hence I concluded it is a wheel. Okay. He asked the pandit's son, teacher's son, how did he interpret? He said, I also did the same calculations and I found it is made of metal and it is round. And then I looked at hand and I suddenly found that our guru's finger had a white skin mark, which means his ring was missing from there. And since the item was in Rishi's hand, I concluded it is the ring. So Rishi said, tell me where have I made mistake in teaching? Both students have calculated the same thing, but it is their interpretation. It is their logic. It is their common sense application of knowledge to interpret the results. Therefore, these interpretations are very critical, and whatever results you will find out can be good or can be bad. Coming further, if you look at now, having seen what we identified, let us now see what we consider is the research process. Let's go back to the previous slide, right? Let us look at the previous slide, right? The first one which we started with. Good morning, friends. A question has been raised on corporate social responsibility.